Lovely to see everybody join. My name is George. Welcome to the latest installment of the ZenduIT monthly webinars. Joined with me on the bridge today is Ahmed Afra, who is one of our product managers and actually going to be taking over the webinar from myself today and going over our ZenduOne mobile application. This is an introduction into the mobile application, so without further ado.
Thanks for the introductions, George. Welcome everyone to another ZenduIT monthly webinar. So again, my name is Ahmed Afra. I'm a product manager here at ZenduIT, and we have some exciting news and updates to share with you today. Our main topic for this session is going to be cornered around the launch of ZenduOne Mobile, which we will dive into shortly. So throughout this session, we're going to go over the launch of the app, what is ZenduOne Mobile, the app hosted on ZenduOne Mobile, our MSH 2021 summer promotion, and we're just going to give a quick refresh on managed services, and we'll hold the session for Q&A. So we listened to your feedback and challenges of having access to your ZenduIT apps while on the move with no laptop or desktop around. So we took this to the lab and came back with our new ZenduOne application, which is now available for you to download on both iOS and Play Store to access all your solutions on the go. With that being said, fleet and safety managers are not able to have complete insight over their fleet operations, as well as their driver now having a platform to review their performance from anywhere. So eventually, all your favorite apps are going to be on ZenduIT apps, are going to be on ZenduOne Mobile. However, we started with the following 5. To kick it off with the assets module, so Fleet Manager will now have complete insight over the distribution of their vehicles from their location, as well as the historical trips, and with the ability to live stream just to oversee the whole operation of their fleets. As for the video review, whenever you get rules triggered and escalated through email or SMS, managers can now able to review those footages and action them out by coaching or dismissing those events with a few clicks on the phone, and again, without having to access a laptop or a PC around. And not only that, but drivers also will now have the insight over their performance and activities in the near real time by having that platform to check their violations and even the opportunity to coach themselves to enhance their driving. So what ZenduIT is doing here, we're trying to be more proactive about coaching drivers. We're giving them the opportunity to coach themselves and not having a list of events for their coaches to review with on a 1 to 2 week basis. As for our Timecard users, now we have a mobile application for that as well. So whether you're in a meeting or you're busy, you'll now be able to glance over your driver's driving hours and make sure that everyone is within the HOS limits. And not only that, on the driver's side of things, drivers can now clock in, clock out, even take start breaks and end breaks without the need of any NFC readers and tags. Thus, it reduces your fleet's cost on any excessive hardware, and it allows your driver to check their payroll and make sure that it is correct. While your drivers are doing their DVIR checkups and the fleet has the ZenduMA solution, drivers can now create work orders or create work requests when in case there's any defect with the vehicle. Again, we're trying to tackle issues and faults proactively in real time instead of waiting for those issues to become severe and having an impact on those fleet operations. So today, with a few clicks of a button, a driver can report in real time those issues, and a work order can be created to resolve them. And finally, within the ZenduOne app, we have our dashboard module. It technically provides you insight over your activities and performance, which is fed through by the Geotab data and the different Zendu solution data streams. And that as far as it goes for what's hosted on the ZenduOne application. As for our MSH promo, we're proud to announce that we're launching this promotion this summer. It's already live. I believe our channel partners have already reached out to you about that promotion. So with that promo, you'll be able to get your Z6 for only $199, while also having a free access to managed services and our minute-by-minute hyperlapse for 3 months free of charge. This offer is valid until September 30th of this year. Thus, I advise you guys to make the most out of it. A quick recap on managed services. So for all the fleet managers, safety managers that are going through the trouble of looking through 8 hours of footages and reviewing those videos, we want to shed light on our managed services where we can do the work for you and only escalate issues that need your attention. So how does it work? Whenever a rule is triggered, our team is going to assess those footages and checks for any violation. If it's a faulty event, this event's gonna be dismissed. Whereas in the case it's escalated, the event's gonna show up in your feed so you can take action to coach that event, whether it's a driver, whether it's a manager, because both of the latter can able to coach those events with our ZenduOne application. So bottom line, what we're trying to do is one streamline this process in a way that you will get only notified when you're needed. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. For the next couple of minutes, we're inviting questions and comments from everyone here. George, do you want to take it away?
Yes, perfect. Thanks so much for that, Afra. Very informative. And just to recap on the summer promotion for our Z6 camera, as Afra mentioned, your A channel account representative would be reaching out and will be reaching out in the next couple of days to walk everybody through the promo, whether that's myself, Ron, or some of our other colleagues here. We do have a couple of questions that have trickled in from a couple of the attendees here. I'm going to just go ahead one by one down the list. If I missed your question, please feel free to pop it in the chat again, and we will get to it. So first and foremost, how do we get started?
So it's pretty simple. First thing first, we're launching like a knowledge-based article around this. So it's going to show up in your Trax banner on Monday. And also, so how do you sign in? You can either sign in with your Geotab credentials, you can sign in with your ZenduOne credentials, and if you have Trax, you can input your phone number in your user profile, and whenever you do that, you enter your phone number into the ZenduOne app mobile application, and you'll be able to sign in. So it's pretty simple. We're trying to simplify the whole process of accessing the mobile application.
Perfect, and I hope that answers your question there. We have another question here. I'm going to rephrase it a little bit. Clearances, driver versus manager views and the differences amongst the two.
Sorry, can you, okay. So managers will have access to all kind of like the modules within ZenduOne that are currently available right now. As for drivers, they have limited access to only the assets page as well as the video review page, where within that they can only see the events and the vehicles that they drive or they escalate or they triggered. So they won't be able to see other drivers events and violations. So we keep it restricted to their own feed, and this is managed through your security clearances within Trax.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that, Afra. We have another question here. Does the app need to be running at all times while the driver is operating the vehicle?
No, it doesn't need to be running at all times. So the way it's going to work is that in the case that an event is escalated or coached by a manager to a specific driver, they're gonna get a SMS notification or email or push notification, depends on what they have the app enabled on their phone of those events, of those coaching. So they don't need to have it in the backend. As soon as they get any notification on that an event has been coached, they'll be able to access it whenever they get that.
Got it. Thanks so much, Afra. And I hope that answers your questions. And if there's any specifics, please feel free to reach out to your channel account manager. We can definitely walk you guys through further details. We have a couple of more questions here, and I'm just going to go down the list one by one. One of my customers uses ZenduMA and the Z6 on the ZenduOne app. Drivers don't need to use the DVIR form ? They can do that on ZenduMA. So I'm going to rephrase that. Drivers accessing the ZenduMA work request through the ZenduOne mobile applications, do they need to use the DVIR form through Geotab still? Through Geotab Trax?
So like Like it's a practice for the drivers to go to do the DVR checkup before pre or post trips, right? So
Right.
whenever they do that and they do find the defect, right? It's not the form that we're telling them to fill out. It's more of like whenever you find a defect, you can submit it directly to a work order or through a work request from the ZenduOne application. So just like to brief my answer here, so there's no form that they need to fill out. They only submit the defect through the work order work request through ZenduMA.
Got it. Perfect. And I hope that answers your question there. We have another one here. When you send an event to a driver, it sends them a link which sends to a web page rather than to the app. Is that going to be changed?
Yes. So the way it works, let's say if you have the app installed, it should redirect you to the app directly when you click on that page. But if not, you can still be able click on that link. It's gonna display a web page of the new kind of like UI that we did for these video events, and they can action them out from there as well.
Got it. I hope that answers your question. Sorry, we have a follow-up to that very same question. I have the app installed and it doesn't direct back to the app.
All right, that's a post webinar question that we can
Yes.
definitely answer.
And to the attendee that's submitting that question, I'll have our product team reach out to you directly. We have another one here. Does the ZenduOne have access to HOS on Geotab so drivers can only use ZenduOne instead of Geotab Drive?
That's within the roadmap of ZenduOne, but as I mentioned, currently right now we don't have that, but that's definitely within the plans. No timeline though.
No time. Perfect. I hope that answers that question there. And let me just quickly skim through the list one more time to ensure we haven't missed anything. For driver coaching on the ZenduOne mobile application, is there a method of acknowledging good behavior versus strictly coaching based on rules broken? Like
For
a
now,
scoreism
it's
or a
yeah,
badge?
yeah, I get your question. So everything now is related to what we have on track. So it's more about coaching those events that are violated. We don't have a rewarding system as of yet, at least. If Well, we do have an application that offers that reward system for good drivers, which is ZenScore. If you heard about ZenScore, we do have like a module within that that offers rewards for drivers that committed the least incidents within a specific time frame. But thanks for the feedback. If that's something that you guys are interested in, we can definitely start looking into. Just reach out to your channel partners, and then we can coordinate from there.
Got it. Perfect. Thanks so much for that. We do have a couple more questions here. Timecard, is that released yet? Question mark.
Yes, Timecard has been released. It's been released for a while now. Again, reach out to your partner, channel partner, just like to get you onboarded and kickstarted on it. We do have a couple customers, quite a lot of customers that are using this Timecard application at this moment.
Got it. Perfect. And to the attendee, I will have our channel account team reach out to you to get you information. Another question here. What about ZenduWork? Is that available on the ZenduOne or on the driver ZenduOne app? Question mark.
Again, I'm gonna go up to this slide as well, just to make sure. So I don't know if you missed it or not. So as of now, we only have those 5 apps live on ZenduOne. So within like as I mentioned, like eventually we're gonna have all these ZenduIT apps hosted in there, but we're just evaluating which ones to bring on first. So in that case, for your question, no, we don't have it yet. When, we're not sure.
Got it. Perfect. And I hope that answers that question there. And we will be releasing periodic updates when we add new applications to the mobile application as well. Is that correct, Afra?
Correct.
Awesome.
So and again, like please subscribe to our blogs. That's where we push all of our updates, news, and any other ZenduIT related content. So that's our main kind of driver for releasing those updates. Same with LinkedIn as well. So in that case here, make sure you subscribe to our blog to get the latest news and updates from our end.
Awesome. Let me just scour the Q&A one more time. Can I get a copy of the slide? So yes, perfect segue. The recording of this webinar as well as the slide deck will be sent to all the attendees immediately after or following the webinar. And as I mentioned, if there's any specifics, we will have our channel account team reach out to you directly.
Great.
And I think that summarizes all of the questions that we have. Release date, it's going to be released as of Monday, so that I believe is July 26th. And obviously, if you guys are interested prior, we can have one of our channel account team members kind of walk you through that process.
And just like a heads up, come this Monday, you're gonna have a banner on your Trax feed that's gonna display that message that ZenduOne is live, up and running. And from there, there's gonna be a KB knowledge base article where it's gonna take you step by step on how to access the application, what to expect from the application, and how to get started.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Afra. Without further ado, let me just see it. Is ZenduOne available on iOS? So yes, ZenduOne is available on iOS as well as Google Play. So both Apple and Android. We'll just give it another couple seconds to see if any questions trickle in. I don't think any more questions are coming in. I hope we were able to answer everyone's questions. Very, very excited to introduce this to our client base as well as our partners and ultimately your customers. If you have any specific questions, as I mentioned, between Ron, myself, and our channel team, we can definitely answer and or walk everybody through. To recap, you will be receiving a recording of the webinar as well as the copy of the deck, and please look out for our upcoming webinar in August, as we will be introducing a couple of other new topics there as well. Let's just give it another second here if no more questions. Awesome. Thank you so much, Afra. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the presentation. Amazing application. And I hope to see everybody on the webinar portal in a month's time for our August session. Thank you so much.
Thanks, George. Bye.
No problem. Take care, everybody.